My fellow Decepticons, it is I, Starscreamsalot here, coming back at you today with another video, and today we're taking a look at S.H Monsterarts -1 Godzilla. Yeah, I got more monster arts. It's very exciting. I was at a convention on Saturday, and I had to pick up another monster arts. This is what I was looking for. That N86 Mixmaster, but I didn't find him, so, ooh. But yeah. I've been really feeling the monster arts as of late, so I thought, let's just get another one. Why the hell not? And before anybody says, oh, it's not Hiya Toys, so it's bad, respectfully, I do not care. So, yeah, let's see how this guy stacks up to my other Godzilla in my collection, and let's get into it, shall we? Starting off with the sculpt and details, you can see the paint and details. You can see that he is very wonderfully sculpted. He just looks immaculate. One of the best, in my opinion, of all of Monsterarts. With just the way he's sculpted, he does just look phenomenal. With each little scale and crack and spiky bit, which is very sharp, just on his body, it's great. You love to see it. And he's also painted quite well. And aside from this little spot on his face, which does kind of make his face look uneven a little bit, I don't have any issues or qualms with the paint. I mean, it looks good, you know? It looks real good. I don't know if this is the reissue one or not, but I can say, however, that he looks good no matter what. That was my fault. That wasn't the toy. Taking a look at the head sculpt, you can see it is also very nicely done. The eyes, they're all right. I mean, they could be worse, I guess. In my opinion, he looks fine. I mean, no, actually, the eyes are a little bit wonky. And his teeth are actually pretty good on my copy. Not too splotchy, not too goopy. Except for on the top a little bit. Does look a little unpainted in some spots. But I still think he looks good. His head looks real good. Very good. Next, looking at just the other parts of his details, you can see that his chest and arms continue that very sharp aesthetic of this Godzilla design. He looks great. The fingernails are also painted, and they're painted quite well. If it focuses, please. Let's try this. The fingernails are painted quite well. Nice and shiny, and they look good. Moving down his body, you can just see, keeping up with that same kind of color scheme and design philosophies, right? Looks very accurate, in my opinion. He looks quite close to how he did in the movie. And even if he's a little inaccurate, I still think that he looks really damn good. Because I'm not a huge accuracy nut, so it doesn't bug me. I'm more of a scaled kind of guy. But yeah, I mean, just more of that detail, scaly detail all along his body, and his dorsal plates are very nice, if pretty sharp, because they really are. Like, shit. They'll probably, if there was ever a figure to make me bleed, this will be the guy that does it. Because he is just covered in sharp edges and cracks and spots, especially at the base of the tail here. sometimes I'll just grab it, try to pose him, and it is pretty sharp. It will poke you. So, you know, best be careful with that. And be careful with the spines too, because they can be a bit brittle. Well, yeah, I would imagine they're a bit brittle because of how sharp and thin they are. No soft plastic at all on these guys. They are solid as a rock. So yeah, painting detail wise, he's very, very solid. He looks immaculate, and he does everything that I need him to do in terms of the looks department. Some general issues that I kind of have. Tolerance wise, he's really good, right? He feels great. He's really dense, nice and solid. His head does pop off a tad easy sometimes when I'm trying to pose it. That's annoying, but you know, it doesn't bug me too much. And as you've seen, that tail segment does tend to pop off, but only when I'm really, like, I guess, maybe fiddling with it too hard. Because other than that, it's just fine. Like, you can see, like, it's not really popping off at all. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, that could be a bit tighter. But from what I've seen in other people's Monsterarts, he's quite nice. Very nice. And for some quick size comparisons, here we have the usual Earthrise Starscream. Let's fix his leg. There we go. Earthrise Starscream. And the other S.H Monsterarts in my collection, S.H Monsterarts Godzilla. Yeah, this guy isn't anywhere near as tall or as long as Shin Godzilla, or as dense. He's really not as big as Shin in any dimension, but I think he does what he needs to do, you know? He's not trying to be another Shin Godzilla. He's just trying to be -1 Godzilla, and I think he accomplishes that quite well. And this is just a smaller Godzilla design in general. He's like only a tad bit bigger than the original design, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that's how he scales. I don't have any other like appropriate things to compare him to size-wise, so that's what you're gonna get. There will be more Monsterarts figures coming eventually, so you know. So you know, posability. His head is his neck and head are 3 ball joints, one on the actual head itself, this middle segment right here, and one at the base, giving you lots of posability. He can look down quite far, even without utilizing the waist or the ab crunches or anything like that. You can look down that far, and he can look up about that far, just about there. These 3 dorsal plates right here, they are on little hinges, I think, so they do move. I'd imagine to help with the completely straight poses so they don't like smash into each other, which I think is pretty cool. His arms are on ball joints, so you know, rotations. He is a bit tight in some spots, but you know, I wouldn't risk doing a full 360, but you know, I think it works. Get a ball joint right there, so you get rotation and some movement. I think that's another ball joint down there. Bend at the elbow, and ball joints on the wrist, which are actually some very, very free ball joints. They do move around quite nicely. He does have an ab crunch, or I guess a chest crunch and an ab crunch, so he can do that. So lots of mobility options there. You can see he gets quite down, looks, and it's looking, oh yeah, and his mouth opens and closes. But I feel like that should be expected of a Godzilla figure. Along with this, the tongue can also articulate, so do with that what you will, I guess. But it moves. The legs are like with all of Monsterarts. The legs are it's entirely made of ball joints. Yeah, I do not want to have the spines all scratching up against each other. That does not sound very fun. The legs spread. You could probably do a full 360. I don't feel like pushing that. You can get some swivels at the calf, knee bends a little bit. The ankle can move, and the toes are articulated. These three are all on ball joints. So you can just pose them to your heart's content, I guess. If you need his toes to be doing something, I guess it could work for stomping poses. Now for his tail, I'm not going to go through every single ball joint because there's 16 in there. But you know, ball joints with lots of range. It's the Monsterarts specialty. So you can kind of do just about whatever you want with this tail. And that's always nice. Love a good posable tail. Get some curves, some nice just S curves. You can get it up high. You know, you can do a lot with this guy. And I mean, that about like brings it up to just my final thoughts for this guy, because I think this is an amazing figure. He's very fun to like just kind of mess with. I don't feel as nervous to kind of mess around with him as I would say Shin Godzilla, because although Shin Godzilla, you know, he's bigger, more mass, right? I feel a lot more like I have to be a lot more careful with this guy. And although I'm careful with all of my figures, him especially, something about it. Maybe it's the paint chipping or the just a lot of the thinner parts. But I don't know, I just can't see myself just sitting down and kind of messing with him for a little bit. But with this guy, I feel like I kind of just can't. I wouldn't recommend it, but you know, I like to mess with my figures. I think that's just the best way to kind of use them. But I mean, yeah, like with stop motion and for just general, pretty much everything, I feel like I can do anything I really want with this guy. And that makes me really happy. So for my final thoughts, I say this guy is great. I would pick him up. Maybe don't buy him for $150. Maybe look for something a little cheaper. I know that the minus color version was going for a bit of a sale a while ago for like $110 under 20. I would pay $120 for this guy any day of the week. Yeah, no accessories. Yeah, it's not Haya toys, but I'd say he's worth it. Maybe not $150 worth, but I'm honestly quite happy with this purchase. So yeah, that's about all I have to say. I'd give this guy like a 4.5 out of 5, 9.5 out of 10, 8 out of 10 maybe, somewhere in that range. So yeah, that's the end of the video. If you liked the video, please like it, and if you're not already, please do subscribe and join my Discord server. And that'll be it. Bye-bye.